Hello, my dear friends. I am Dr. Waseem I Khan, Assistant Professor, Shri Shivaji Law College, Parbhani, Maharashtra, India. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss another important defense for the law of tort, that is a defense of necessity. So, as we know very well, necessity knows no laws. So, under what circumstances person can take the defense of necessity, we will discuss with a certain case laws and examples. So, let's start the topic. Defense of necessity we will discuss in this particular lecture. We have already discussed the defense of voluntary not fit injuria, act of God, as well as we have discussed the defense of inevitable accident. Now the defense of necessity we will discuss in this particular lecture. What exactly the defense of necessity is that? This exception is based on the maxim solus populi suprema lex, means the welfare of the people is supreme law. So very base of this particular defense is a Latin maxim solus populi suprema lex, and which means the welfare of the people comes first comparing to the welfare of the individual. So welfare of the people is supreme law. So while enacting the law, the legislature used to consider the welfare of the people, not the welfare of the individual. So welfare of the people is supreme law, and that is discussed in the maxim solus populi suprema lex, and this maxim is the base of defense of necessity. Welfare of the community comes first compared to individual welfare. So whenever we are comparing the welfare, so the welfare of the community comes first comparing to the welfare of the individual. On one side the welfare of individual is there, and on the other side the welfare of the entire community is there. So the welfare of the entire community comes first comparing to the welfare of the individual. We can deprive a certain rights of the individual by giving a benefit to the community. So that is the necessity. To prevent greater harm, slight harm is permitted. So to prevent a greater harm, slight harm is permitted. If we can avoid a greater harm by causing a slight harm to someone, then it is permissible. It is permissible in law. And the person who sustained a slight harm will not be able to file a suit against the defendant. And if he file a suit against the defendant, defendant can take the defense of necessity. So if I want to avoid a greater harm, I can cause a slight harm to someone else. If I want to save any person's life, but in order to save his life, I have to cause a certain injury to that particular person. That particular injury is allowed. If I sustain that injury, and if he filed a suit against me, I can take the defense of necessity. I can say that I was saving his life, and in that process I have sustained a loss to that particular person, because in that particular scenario it was a necessity to cause a harm to that particular person. Shakespeare says necessity knows no laws. It is a famous quote of Shakespeare. Necessity knows no laws. Example, medical assistance or operation without consent of the plaintiff during emergency. So we know very well, if the doctor performs an operation without consent, doctor will be liable. But suppose if there is a case of emergency and there is no time to obtain a permission and consent from the relatives of the patient, the doctor feels that the patient may die if the time for taking a consent from the relatives of the patient. So doctor can perform an operation even without obtaining the consent from the patient, from the relatives of the patient, because this is a case of necessity. Because doctor knows if the operation is not performed, then he may die. So in that particular scenario, doctor can perform an operation without the consent of relatives. And suppose in that particular operation, if the patient dies, and if the relatives of that particular patient filed a suit against the defendant, that is the doctor can take the defense of necessity. Carter versus Thomas, this is a particular case. In this particular case, the fire accident occurred in the plaintiff premises. In this particular case, the fire accident occurs in the plaintiff's premises, and the plaintiff called the fire brigade, and the fire brigade was already at the scene. They tried to extinguish the fire by pouring the water. It means the fire brigade was at the scene and they were busy in extinguishing a fire. The defendant, who is a neighbor of the plaintiff, entered into the premises of the plaintiff, and he also joined the fire brigade, and he also tried to extinguish the fire by pouring water with a bucket. At last, the fire brigade succeeded in extinguishing a fire, but very next day, plaintiff filed a suit against his neighbor for trespass. But in this case, the defendant took the defense of necessity. It was the contention of defendant that it was a necessity, and I was entered into the premises of the plaintiff for extinguishing fire. But the court says that, the court asked a question to the defendant, is there necessity? Because the fire brigade was already working for extinguishing a fire. So it is not a case of necessity, and in this case the defendant was held liable for the trespass. Court says that the defense of necessity is not available with the defendant. If there was no fire brigade, then the case of necessity may be there, but the fire brigade was already there, and that's why the necessity was not there, and the court held liable to the defendant for the tort of trespass. The defense of necessity was not available with the defendant. Restrictions for taking the defense of necessity is that, in the first place, the defense will not succeed if the necessity has arisen out of the negligence act of the defendant himself. Suppose if the necessity arises by the negligent act of the defendant himself, then in this particular case, the defendant will not be able to take the defense of necessity. If I am the person due to the negligent act of whom, if the necessity arises, and now I cannot take the defense of necessity because due to my negligent act, the necessity arises. So if the defendant is a person due to whose act the emergency and the necessity arises, under such a circumstances, the defendant cannot take the defense of necessity. Second one is, there must be real or imminent danger to the person or property. Suppose if I want to take the defense of necessity, I must prove that there was an imminent danger or real danger to the life or property of a person, and I want to save that person from that particular danger. If I prove that, then only defense of necessity will be there. If there is no danger to the life and property of the person, the defense of necessity will not be available for me. That is, third one is, distinction is maintained between safety of human lives and safety of property for obvious reason. So while applying a defense of necessity, we must maintain a distinction between safety of human beings and safety of property. So safety of human being comes first, comparing to the safety of property. Suppose if I tried to save the property and left the person, I cannot take the defense of necessity. So if I want to take the defense of necessity, I have to take care of all these three things. Then only I will be able to take the defense of necessity, otherwise not. So this is a particular defense of necessity. I hope you understand this topic. If you understand this topic, please subscribe my channel, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends. Thank you very much.